It's now been a week since Hurricane Laura came ashore near the Texas-Louisiana border as a Category 4, continuing not only a very active 2020 Atlantic tropical season, but a recent uptick in major hurricanes making landfall in the U.S. That list includes Irma and Harvey in 2017 and Michael in 2018. The latter two, with Laura, were all peaking in intensity near landfall. Their mesmerizing eyes here viewed at 500-meter resolution. As with Hurricane Michael, a close-up of Laura's eye reveals small mini-swirls called mesovortices, areas of enhanced wind rotating on the outer edge of the eye. At times, their spacing suggesting, with a little imagination, a hexagonal or five-sided configuration. These odd structures were also observed by the Lake Charles Doppler radar as kinks or deformations rotating counterclockwise on the edge of the eye wall. The Center for Severe Weather Research, led by Dr. Josh Werman, who I interviewed on Weather World in 2014, actually deployed 2 mobile Doppler radars to the scene last week to capture the landfall. They collected 9 hours of ultra-detailed radar scans in the western eye wall. Other meteorologists deployed instruments right at the coast, hoping to capture the hurricane's strongest winds. And preliminary data from an anemometer near Cameron, Louisiana, indicated gusts to 154 miles per hour. Nearby, the eye passed right over a fully instrumented NOAA weather station, and that rare occurrence yielded some textbook data. First, let's check out the pressure signature. A rapid decrease as the eye approached, bottomed out at 940 millibars in the eye, that's 27.75 inches on your home barometer, and stayed there for around 40 minutes, and then the pressure rapidly increased. Now here's a graph of wind gusts in red. As the northern eye wall approached, those gusts quickly increased to about 110 knots, approximately 125 miles per hour, out of the east-northeast. Then as the eye moved overhead, dropped to about 10 knots, then rapidly increased to about 90 knots from the opposite direction as the southern eye wall passed. Just classic. And lastly, a characteristic that's more subtle but very telling. Here's the surface temperature during this period. Notice a jump of about 5 degrees in a very short time. The temperature stayed elevated for about an hour, and then it dropped back. And keep in mind, this is in the wee hours of the morning. That brief, relatively mild time coincided with the eye. That's because hurricanes are what we call warm core storms. That is, their center is warmer than the surroundings. That's not the case with regular mid-latitude cyclones. This is just part of the uniqueness of storms that are bred in the tropics. The most dramatic video that I saw from Hurricane Laura came from a towboat that was securing barges on Lake Charles. Apparently, this is not as dangerous as it looks. The wind at times gusted over 130 miles per hour. Reminded me a bit of Lieutenant Dan riding out the storm on his shrimp boat in the movie Forrest Gump. As Rob mentioned on Monday, the hurricane destroyed the Lake Charles Doppler radar, just the 5th time in 25-plus years that one has sustained major damage. The last was the San Juan radar in 2017 from Hurricane Maria. That took 9 months to replace. This one should not take that long. Stay tuned. Our extended forecast is next.